About time warmed up, isn't it? Huh? Hello, everybody. Live and direct from the Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. This is another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm Rick Arsenal, and if you haven't done so yet, you know the drill. First thing I'll do before we get started is ask you to please get down here in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much. Pass the word, tell your friends, like and share, whatever. I am on a crusade right now to try to bring in a few more subscribers. Don't forget one thing too. If you're a subscriber, you get immediate notification when I start doing a show. In other words, you could do it live if you wish, or if you know it by now, you can watch it at your own leisure. But whatever. So we gotta get Miggy in here yet before we get started. Can't do a show without him. There you go. Before we get into this on a Monday afternoon, this is live, and something always gets messed up here on the desk. Anyway, good word for our good sponsors at Frank Beck Chevrolet. Before you guys head out on your vacation this summer, you need to head to Frank Beck Chevrolet. Why? Because the service pros can make sure your vehicle is ready for your summertime trips. Make everything run smooth, memorable time, great time for the whole family. Now's the time to have that air conditioning checked out, as well as the tires, windshield wipers, etc., etc. And if it's time for something new, Bex has a great selection of both new and pre-owned models, and they're all specially priced. For sales and service, give Bex a call at 849-2886 or stop by Frank Beck Chevrolet and M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville, or on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Stop on out and let them help you experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is indeed the number one Chevrolet dealer in our tri-state area. I'll drink to that. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance. BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance in downtown Jonesville at the corner of M99 and US 12. 517-849-1000. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. At the corner of M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville, 517-849-1000. That's BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Well, we saw something yesterday that we fortunately have not seen much of this baseball season so far. We saw the Tigers pretty much give a game away. They took a 4-2 lead into the eighth inning, which turned out to be a nightmare of an inning. The Tigers yesterday relinquished five, count them, 500 runs, which led to a Reds 8-4 victory and a 2-1 series win in that three-game series. So the Tigers right now are 46-27. And oddly enough, they went 1-2 this weekend. The other four teams in the American League Central, folks, well, I don't think I've ever seen this before. All four teams got swept. Went 0-3 this weekend. So in spite of the fact that the Tigers lost the series 2-1, they still gained ground on everybody. As we speak right now, they have a 9-game lead on the Twins, who are tanking. Twins are just one game over 500. The Indians, who are a mess, are just 35-35 right now. The Royals are 4 or 5 games behind, below 500 right now. In fact, the Tigers are the only team in the American League playing 600 baseball. They've got a winning percentage of .630. There are only 200 teams in the major leagues, and of course, they're both in the National League. The Mets winning percentage is 625, and the Cubs at 611. Now, Pittsburgh Pirates are in starting tomorrow night for a 3-game series. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and Thursday afternoon. In spite of the fact that they are in last place in the National League Central Division, they still have some good, pitchers. Their problem has been they just simply haven't been able to score many runs this year. But their pitching is pretty darn good. So I'm telling you, this is going to be a cakewalk. I think the best case scenario, again, would be to see the Tigers take the series or win a series. You certainly don't want to lose a series at home to the Pittsburgh Pirates. But look, winning is not easy. It's just not. It's not easy to play this game. And it's like getting back. I hate to beat a dead horse. I really do. Should they have won yesterday? Yes, they should have. They would have taken the series, but they didn't. They're on a pace right now to win more than 100 games. They're on a pace right now to win more than 100 games. Is this a 100-win team? I would say right now, no. But if you ask me that again on August 1st, I might tell you yes. I would have to see what changes they're going to make. And there will be changes. There will be trades made at the trade deadline. And the Boston Red Sox and San Francisco Giants kind of got the ball rolling yesterday when the Red Sox traded the disgruntled Rafael Devers to the Giants. Devers having a tremendous season with an OPS, over 900, leading the league in RBI. He's on a pace for, 130, 140 RBIs this year, maybe even 150. Having a tremendous season, but he was the bad seed in the Red Sox locker room. Someone asked me today, was this a concession move? Was this a concession move on the part of the Red Sox? And I said, no, quite the opposite. Quite the contrary. This is a addition by subtraction move by the Red Sox. They got rid of a bad seed. I'm sure you know the story by now. When they acquired Alex Bregman just prior to spring trading, Rafael Devers was playing third base, and the fact that he had to move off a third, he made it publicly known he wasn't very happy about that. They moved him to a designated hitter. Then shortly after that, their first baseman got injured. And they asked him if he would go in and play first base, and his response was absolutely not. So this is addition by subtraction on part of the Red Sox. And I don't think the Giants had to give up much to get him. But keep in mind, too, that the Giants are taking on his contract. They're taking on his contract. They're taking on $250 million. $250 million with a B. They're taking on $250 million contract. They needed to do something to give their offense a boost, and they've done it with Devers. He's not a very good third baseman. I expect him most of the time to be DHing for the Giants. I'm sure Bob Melvin will know how to handle him, the Giants manager. So anyway, they kind of got the ball rolling. Now, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until August. You don't have to wait until July 31st to start making trades. You can make them now if you want to. And that happened yesterday. Also, a big trade in the NBA yesterday. I think we'll get into that on Wednesday. We have a little bit more time. I wanted to focus mainly on the Tigers and baseball today. But so anyway, they will begin a 3-game series with the Pirates at home tomorrow night before heading down to Tampa for the weekend. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the Tampa Bay Rays have caught fire. If the playoffs started today, both the Blue Jays and the Rays would be wild card teams. I think the third wild card team, well, there's a battle right now between the Red Sox and the Mariners for that third wild card team. The Tigers looks like will be the only team this year in the playoffs, only team from their division. Of course, last year they had 3. the Guardians, Tigers, and the Royals. That's not going to happen this year. In fact, the Guardians haven't been playing well since last week. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Reds, just like the Tigers did. And by the way, the Reds now are home. They'll start a series tomorrow night at home. 3 games with the Twins. Let's hope Ellie De La Cruz and his friends do the same thing to them that they did to the Tigers over the weekend. But that De La Cruz, you talk about a 5-tool player. He can do it all. Hit with power, run, throw, catch. I mean, there isn't anything this kid can't do. He's tall and he's wiry. He hasn't completely filled out yet, but this guy looks like the real deal. Switch hitter. He looks like the real deal. He could be the next big superstar in baseball. I'm glad he's in the National League, and the Tigers would only see him 1 series a year. But yeah, Ellie De La Cruz looks like the real deal, folks. So he had a great weekend against the Tigers, but pitching matchups for this series. We'll get to the pitching matchups for this series so far anyway, and then I think we'll finish with a little NBA news. So tomorrow night, the Pirates are going to pitch a kid by the name of Bailey Falter, Falter. He's 5-3 with a nifty ERA of 3.36. He'll be opposed by the Casey Mize. Mize is 6-2 with an ERA of 2.95. Then on Wednesday night, Andrew Haney. He's a veteran. He's 34, a veteran left-hander, as Bailey is. They're both left-handed pitchers. He's 34. He's got a record of 3-5, but he's got a nice ERA of 3.33. This is one guy. Well, I'll get to that in a second. He'll be opposed Wednesday night by Tarek Skubal. Skubal 7-2 with an ERA of 1.99. The Thursday matinee, Paul Skeens, the right-handed pitching sensation for the Pirates. He's only 4-6, but he's got a great ERA of 1.78. He's been pitching lights out, but they just haven't been scoring any runs for him. As I said earlier, the Pirates' problem is they don't have much offense. Thursday, we don't know who's pitching for the Tigers. It looks like another bullpen game. It's TBD right now. We'll have to wait and see on that. Getting back to Andrew Haney, 34-year-old left-hander. The Tigers need, in my opinion, hang on a second. In my humble opinion, the Tigers only have one reliable starter, and you know who that is. Andrew Haney, veteran Andrew Haney, 34 years old. That ERA of 3.33, if I were the Tigers, I would give him a look at the trade deadline or prior to it as to bringing him in as on the starting staff. Another name that I might consider would be Chris Sale of the Atlanta Braves. He's a couple of years older, but he's been pitching lights out all month for them. He didn't start out too well this year, but he sure has been pitching good lately. Remember that name, Andrew Haney, veteran. Yeah, that's one guy I wouldn't mind seeing them give a look-see to at the trade deadline. And as you know, on his interview that he did with the flagship station last Tuesday, Scott Harris made it known they will be buyers at the trade deadline. They will be active. And I'm sure he's already doing his due diligence. So, now, as far as will they win 100 games? Right now, I'd have to say no. I don't think there are any 100-win teams in baseball this year. But with the trade deadline 6 weeks from Thursday, how different will this team look? In my opinion, they need a right-handed power bat, preferably a third baseman. Right now, I'm still putting the name out there of Eugenio Suarez. Diamondbacks got 21 bombs right now, and about 52 RBI, I think. He's crushing the baseball so far. He started his Detroit. Let him finish his career here. He's okay with a glove. He's nothing special, but He's certainly better than Rafael Devers is. So, food for thought, you know. Um, yeah, they can't lose this series to the Pirates. They've got to get things turned around. And as you saw in the headlines, they did get some bullpen help. Still no word yet on Will Vest, what the condition of his little pinky is that he had an issue with yesterday. He didn't know what the problem was. I thought maybe we'd hear something today, but might hear something prior to the start of the ball game tomorrow night. But right now, in monitoring that all day, we have seen nothing. As far as this bullpen help, the Tigers have acquired Carlos Hernandez, right-hander from the claimed him off waivers from the Phillies. He's 28. He throws hard, 98 mile an hour. Has not been having too good of a season this year, and obviously that's why they DFA'd him. ERA of 5.26 in 25 and 2/3 innings, 23 strikeouts, 13 walks. He's got a whip of 1.75, 1 win, no losses. He features a four-seam fastball, a slider, a knuckle curve, and a splitter. Carlos Hernandez, and I'm sure he's already been enrolled in Chris Fetter 101. If anybody can get someone tweaked or straightened around, it's Chris Fetter. He's still young. He throws hard. He has not really had a command issue, but he's just been getting hit hard. ERA of 5.26, but Tigers claimed him off of waivers today from the Phillies. Well, welcome to Detroit, Carlos Hernandez. You got the world's best pitching coach. If anybody can get him squared away, I'm sure it's Chris Fetter. That's the newest Tiger. You may or may not have heard. John Brebbia, who's DFA'd after his couple of really bad performances on Friday night and then again on Saturday. You won't see Brebbia anymore. He gone. Goodbye to him. All right. I think I got you caught up on everything Tigers. Yeah. Hopefully by Wednesday we'll have something to report on Will Vest. Let's hope it's not too serious. As far as that game yesterday, if Zach McKinstry doesn't bobble that double play ball in the 8th inning, the inning is over right there. As it is, they didn't get anybody on that. Bobble the ball, sure double play. So the guy at second was safe, and the runner at first was safe. They're both safe. That would have been the end of the inning right there. And Will Vest never would have had to leave the game with an injury, but he did. So I think my chump of the weekend is probably Zach McKinstry. Anyway, 500 runs yesterday. They didn't deserve to win that game. Should have, but they didn't. So that's enough of that. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale, 37 Waldron Street, directly across the street from Fat Shack's Automotive. Tim Lindley, Lendley, and his great staff there can conquer any technical issues you have at all. They're more than capable of it. This is the only place to go in our area for technical issues. 517-610-5372, Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale. Anything at all. Computers, new or used, flat screen TV, mounting, programming, perhaps you're changing internet providers, you need that installed, printers, new or used, anything at all. Please, folks, get in there and see them, as this is the only place in our area to go for technical assistance. We are so fortunate to have someone like this in our area. Again, 517-610-5372, or better yet, get in there and see them at 37 Walter Street in downtown Hillsdale and tell them Being Big Essential. Will you please? Thank you very much. Quickly, NBA tonight at 8:30 on ABC. Pacers and Thunder, Game 5 with the series tied 2 apiece. I think this is going 7. I really do. If it comes down to a Game 7, I don't know what to tell you. I still think the Thunder are favorites to win this series, but Indiana will not go down without a fight. I can promise you that. Tonight, ABC 8:30. Meanwhile, in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the final round, championship round, if you will. Oilers at the Panthers tomorrow night at 8 on TNT. That's game 6. The Panthers beat the Oilers Saturday night at Edmonton 5-2. So they've got a